Hey, I'm Vieira. Hope you guys are doing great. In last week's episode, I just kind of gave you guys an overview, right, of the process of doing a book through MagCloud. It wasn't intended to be a tutorial at all. I just wanted to give you guys, an overview of the process so you could see, this is something that's not going to be that difficult, right? Something you could really just jump into. Well, I did want to do a follow up video, which is what I'm doing now. Give you some tips and some ideas, some concepts, and you can choose to use them or not. You guys are creative people, right? Yeah, you are creative people. You create not according to other people's rules. You have your own rules that you follow and stuff. So, if you find any of this helpful, feel free to use it or use it as a starting point or just some concepts that can get you started on your own path and creating your own works of art. These books, man. It is fun. I know I probably used the word fun way too much in the last video, but I really didn't, man. These books are fun. So I will give you these tips, and I'll show you some just examples of some just quick snapshots I took throughout the pages of my books. Kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about, and hopefully this can help you, in your journey of making your book. The first one, don't really have an image for this one. Typically, you're going to want to lower your screen brightness. I got an iMac 27-inch iMac. that's my workhorse that I do pretty much everything on. Man, I run that thing at 100% brightness all the time. Yeah, I don't see that great. And burning my eyes out with all that brightness seems to help. So I would lower your brightness to about 50% capacity. Start there. See if, all systems are different. But I think that's a good starting place. It's a good jumping off point. And then, only when you're first putting this book together, if you haven't done a book with MagCloud yet, I would start with the minimum amount of pages, all right, 24. That will get you started. That way you can kind of see what the process is like and give you a feel for it. The book comes back with your 24 pages, and that does include the front and back cover. So 24 pages will let you see what your exposure looks like, if your contrast needs to be, sharpened a little bit, sharpened contrast. It'll give you an idea of how things are looking. Maybe you get an idea of what the text looks like and how it feels to hold the book in your hand. Get a feel from it, man. See if is there too much text? Am I over talking? Yeah, I realized that I was doing that because you know how I can ramble, right? I said this was going to be a short video, and we'll find out. Um, yeah, you'll just get a better feel for how it's going to come across to the book buyer, to the person who purchases your book. How are they going to feel when they're looking through the pages? You want to be conscious of that. Art is about feeling, causing someone else to feel something, right? So you want to be, conscious of what your book, what it's putting across, the kind of feel that you're getting from it. Okay, I'll show you some other tips here now and or concepts, ideas, and hopefully you'll find these interesting, entertaining at the least. Okay, here's some images. Okay, the cover. All right, this is the most important part of your book. This is what's gonna make people even want to pick it up. Judge your book by its cover, right? Play around with different ideas. Find something that really does create impact. Play around with the inside cover. Get creative, man. Entertain your viewers right from the very first opening of the book. Same with the first page. Kind of set up a feel that lets people know what's coming. Creative stuff. I ended up just putting one single image on the right side and maybe some text on the left side. I found that if I put images on both pages, I wasn't giving each photograph enough attention. You can play around with text elements. Create some layering, make it just a little bit more interesting, a little bit more style. The bridges and the river. Pretty clever, right? Yeah. Here at the beginning of each section, I would just add a simple graphic element. just to indicate that, hey, you're starting a new section here. That can be cool, or not. The backs of the books. Man, this is just another real cool area to put some creativity into it. Play around with different ideas. See what you can get with, yes, designing the back cover of your book. If you're not going edge to edge with your photographs, try to make sure they have enough room to breathe. That there's enough white space around every photograph so they don't get too squeezed in there. And that's for horizontal and also for vertical shots. You also want to make sure you stay kind of mindful of the gutter, the fold of the book, so you don't lose any critical part of the image in that section as well. Now, even though I didn't do it edge to edge on the top and the bottom, I did do edge to edge on the sides, because when I had the image smaller, it just didn't have the same kind of impact. That's the cool thing, man. No rules. You can, change it up for each image. Play around with the inside back cover. Yeah, because that's another page you can print on. Now it's made of a different material, so it's going to have a different finish, not as much contrast, a little flatter, but very fun, man. Kind of a nice way to close out the book and just kind of wrap things up. Okay, speaking of wrapping things up, I'm going to go ahead and start to do that now. The main points that I really want you to come away from with this video is the screen brightness. Because with your photographs, when you're editing in Lightroom or whatever you use, yeah, everything is backlit and just shines beautifully, right? Photographs, especially for you guys and gals who are already printing and you kind of know that concept already, you know that there's no backlighting, it's reflective light. So if you have your screen set to 100% brightness and you go, this is just gorgeous, you export your photos, you pull them into Pages or whatever program you're making your book with, and you just think this is going to be beautiful, and hey, maybe it will. But then you upload your PDF file, maybe a week and a half later you get your book, and the images are so dark, right? Yeah, because there's just the exposure from the screen is not going to match what the exposure is going to look like on a printed page. And I found with the paper that MagCloud uses for like those square books and the digests, yeah, at 50%, I was getting pretty good results. So start there and see if you need to tweak it or something, that maybe make a minor adjustment. But start at 50% and see what happens. The other thing too is, yeah, don't do the whole book at once in the beginning. Start with 24 pages, the minimum to get that perfect binding. And that will give you an idea of how to move forward. It gives you an idea, what the book does feel like. So start with 24 pages, screen brightness 50%. The rest of the ideas, then use your own creativity. I just wanted to give you something if, yeah, you just don't feel like you have any kind of layout ideas at all and you're just not even sure where to start. These are just some ideas that I came up with, and they're pretty minimal. Nothing changing the art world here, but it was fun. It was fun to try different things, and I'd send it out, get a test book back, and I go, nah, it's not really the thing. It's fun. It is fun, man. Try it. Make your books. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this, and I'll answer anything I can. I'm Ted Vieira, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.